There we go, welcome back. And this time now on the FSLabs A321 Neo, back in Brussels, where we arrived 2 or 3 days ago, 2 days ago? I think 2 days ago. Just testing that. Now, let's see. So let's try services. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. Hey, Antwardes, hello to you. And Organ Aviator, hello to you as well. Peter, hello. Right, so let's see how this flight goes. AOC menu in it. And we are going to be on VATSIM. Anybody wants to fly along, feel free. And okay. All right. Yeah, so Nantes is an airport at the Atlantic coast in France. Now that was requested by someone on the last stream, so I'm happy to do that. So let's have a look here. OFP data, let's send that off for the fueling. Let's just get everything going. Strobes off here on VATSIM.
Refueling truck is on its way.
That is armed already. Fantastic. I'm going to start the APU.
Until the fuel truck
it's hot today, so might as well use the APU. And we are on live time, live weather. Hey, Gilent, Nantes was a home with the Le Mans races a few weeks ago. They held a nice event that weekend. Nice. Urine, a drone. Oh, I don't know why I call you urine. Is it Jerome? Jerome? Yeah, probably Jerome, right? Curious if your descent profile keeps keeps the program route and altitude. I've had to fly somewhere. Yeah, I think I've had that as well. I could check that again today, but I think I remember correctly for the last on the last flight. Yeah, it wasn't keeping the restrictions correctly. Yeah. I have. Yes, thank you much. Yeah, so we have already that set, Nico. Thank you. Yeah, initially I didn't. So, but now I have. Yeah. So that's windmill 015. Flight plan is filed. Yes. Wind request. And then let's have a look at the departure ATIS. See if we can get something here. Brussels. Oh, we have ATIS. And we have ground. Nice. So we have information Juliet. 25 left, 25 right. Now for departure, I expect 25 right. We have cavalcade temperature 29, 1014. Still very warm. Very warm indeed. Let's quickly load my FSLabs profile. There we go. There we go. So 1014. Yeah, Gillen, thanks so much. It's a bit bright here, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get the floodlight.
Aboard the Captain.
Oh, that's really kind. Meg Egg 60.
Subscribers should now pick up their pass to first class. Thank you.
Meg, thank you so much for the 3 months in advance. That's really kind of you. Welcome to the community, and I do thank you very much for the support. Let's do board now. For some reason, it was saying... Oh, it doesn't have jetways here. That's why it's stairs. Okay, so jetway's broken today, guys. Unfortunately. So we are getting stairs. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but Peter, the thing is, we arrived here. That's the idea. So that's the idea behind it. So we could get PDC, correct? Yeah, PDC, DCL, I mean. DCL is available. Okay, DCL available. Let's try that, shall we? ATC request, pre-departure clearance. So windmill 015. Juliet was the information. Gate 215. Let's send that off.
Do you want a board crew?
No. Oh, rejected? Hang on. Oh, it does that, doesn't it? It rejects it, but I think last time it had the same message, but it still went through. So let me just wait. I think it's a wrong message there.
Crew boarding starting.
Let's see. Cool. All right. Yeah, regarding tech lock. Okay, guys. So this is what's going on still. So we still have the right-hand inboard flap surface condition, paint in poor condition. Nothing bad though. And the two left bonding lead is broken. But again, it's no MEL items we have to consider. And this is so paint in a toilet lid and leveraging a power socket. Okay, all good. Oh yeah, in flight history, guys. So yeah, that was our flight back. That was actually logged, which was nice. So we had Glasgow, Brussels, minus 223 feet per minute, and that was because of that big lag. Yeah, Meg, thank you so much for the kind words as well. And again, thank you for your support. That's really, really nice. Thank you. Right, I'm just going to contact the controller via private chat. Online. Did you receive DCL request question mark? Let's see if he answers. Because I don't want to really enter anything here. Ah, okay. So he didn't see the request on Hoppy. Okay. But I'm pretty sure that I have set everything in here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Options.
Your crew has boarded.
Yeah, because that's done in the FSLabs
Passengers boarding starting.
control center, and that is that has been fixed, set. So yeah, Hoppy code. Yeah. Yeah, that's all in. I mean, I can try again. It could be broken as well. Who knows? Let me see if that's the correct identifier. Yeah, Echo Bravo Bravo Romeo. Yeah, it is. 215. Let's send it off. Yeah, if it doesn't work, we'll request it manually. So fuel. Look at that. Perfect. You see how they respect the cones? No walking inside of the cones. GG's. That's also interesting. So they have modeled the passengers coming out of the jetway. I'm impressed. All right, fueling is finished. Cool. Okay. It did work the last time, right? It did work the last time that we tried the PDC, so... yeah, sine wave, exactly that. Which IO head tracker do you use? Now, when I'm using head tracking for DCS, for example, I use the Trek IR5. Trek IR. Here in Microsoft, I don't really use it. So we have the fuel uplink ready. So we'll put that in there, send that off. Good difference. Okay, cool. That is done. Okay. All right, so he says there were no messages on Hoppy visible from my aircraft, so maybe this bugged at the moment. Could be. You never know. So let's call him up. So ground is 180055. One thing I'm excited about is to get the radio panel for the Airbus from Winwing, but that is on my shopping list. Cool. We are expecting the Charlie India Victor 3 Golf. Now it does help because very often they will not spell it like that. They will actually give you a name for the departure, assuming. Yeah, Gillette, fantastic, thanks. Yeah, again, maybe it's just bugged in this version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see what departure I am expecting. No. We're getting close. It must be the last one that we're going to choose, right? I'm telling you, it's the last one. There we go. So it's either 3 Golf. So they're called the Chivray departure. So let's see. And latest ATIS is still Juliet. Also, what's quite nice, if you check the charts, yeah, Brussels delivery. Okay, Brussels delivery. Good evening from Windmill 015. Information Juliet stand 215, requesting clearance to Nantes, please.
Windmill 015, Brussels, ground hello, information Juliet is correct, startups approved, you're clear to Nantes via Chef, the 3 Golf departure route, runway 25 right, climb flight level 60, squawk 1000.
Thank you very much. Windmill 015 is clear to Nantes on the Chevrolet 3 Golf departure. climbing initially 60 and the squawk 1000.
Windmill 015, readback is correct.
Thank you. So 1000. There we go. And it's going to be a nice departure, early right turn to avoid downtown Brussels. And for the weather in Nantes, there could be some weather en route, although it looks okay now. I mean, there's some thunderstorms moving in, but they won't affect us today. So that's fine. Let's have a quick look at the OFP. Martin says the Qantas A321 long range flies over 8,000 kilometers. Nice. Yeah, so the with the additional fuel tanks that are put into the cargo hold, they really get huge range from that. Bordeaux is our alternate airport today, and block fuel about 6.7. And then we have Nantes, Caboquet, 23 degrees. It's actually cooler, 1014. Tomorrow they're going to have some rain showers, thunderstorms, but not tonight. Bordeaux is also very nice. Actually, hang on, isn't that Toulouse? Hang on, that's Toulouse, isn't it? Not Bordeaux. Oh, is it? Hang on, is it Delta or Oscar? Well, if it's Delta, then it's Bordeaux. So, yeah, also good weather. No threats. Fantastic. Cool. So fuel, let's have a look. Fuel is 6.7. Fantastic. Right, APU is running. Let's get the APU bleed on. Get some cool and air in here. It's time to cross the pond in the FSLabs. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. So let's just get the weather real quickly, see what's happening there. Oh. Is boarding completed? Really?
Beeline 550 requesting push and start.
Beeline 550, pushback approved.
Pushback approved.
Hey, Yurak, so that's an XLR. So even the bigger version, XLR. Okay, thanks. All right, let's send that off. Right, Nantes, 230 at 4. Okay, so now Nantes, someone said they have an interesting approach into Nantes. Let's have a look. Approach, probably RNF approach, right? Let's have a look here. Well, that's straight in. That is a visual approach. No, visual approach. Final approach. Yeah, we're probably going to do a an RNF approach then. Yeah, we'll do that. Really? You're actually doing a across the pond in the Neo? Stable up to now. Very nice. I'm impressed. Yeah, so that's going to be the Valax 1 Charlie arrival. And then... to Nedan. Okay. Nedan. Yeah. and then Nantes. So if I choose approach via Nedan, that should then be correct. Let's have a look. There are some restrictions there. Nice. Yeah, around the airport. And then, so that's the Arn of arrival. Okay. Arn of arrival, meaning we don't want that. It's this one here. Yeah, that's the arrival. Cool. All right, cool. We'll do that. Oh, that's for the future. Okay, well, I misunderstood that. Okay, no worries. Good. All doors are closed. They're just waiting for me now to get finished. So let's have a look then. In it, A page, B page. Let's have a look at the final load sheet. 65.4. CG, oops. CG is 27.5. Lock fuel 6.8. And what I honestly don't know what I have calculated there with SimBrief, or what it has given me. That's a lot of fuel. 2.5? 800 extra? Yeah, so 22 minutes. I mean, yeah, but still, I mean, let's have a look if I can change the alternate fuel here. That is 1.6. But still, I have a feeling that is still pretty bugged here in the FSLabs. Those estimates. I mean, the wind data is in, correct? Yeah, that is all in. Yeah, so that's... yeah, that's a bit weird, honestly. Now, I'm going to already increase the cost next, fly a bit faster. Cool, so init A page, B page filled out, flight plan page, RATNA for departure. Let's have a look. I'll give you a quick briefing as well in a minute.
Brussels ground, Air France 1 for Tango, stand 152, request push and start.
Air France 1 for Tango, Brussels ground, hello, Squawk Charlie.
So, initial climb 60, we have 700 feet, then right, Bravo, Romeo 251, and then to Chivre. That's not too complicated at all, correct, 251. Chivre, fantastic. 250 below level 100 is fine. Close and obstacles, no problem for us. Cool, that's all done. Yeah, we'll see how it goes on landing then. Okay, performance for takeoff. So nothing to consider regarding MEL, which is fine. Now for the 25 right departure. There is a intersection available, and I'll show you why we should use that. So Bravo 1 makes sense. All right, so no backtrack or anything like that. So Bravo 1, Bravo 3 would make sense if it's very busy, but today Bravo 1 is fine. So that's what we're going to take. Bravo 1. Takeoff weight 72.2. 72.2.
And ground, Air France 1 for Tango, request push and start, stand 152.
Yeah, 72.2. I think we'll leave that as it is, 72.2. Depending on how much fuel we use on taxi out. 29.14. Air conditioning. It's warm.
Pushback is approved, facing east.
And Bravo 1 is default. Yeah, probably. That's why, you shouldn't go for full length. Go for Bravo 1. Cool. Let's calculate that. And then let's see. With air conditioning on today, flex 57. Yeah, fine. That is all good. So 157. And then 1157. We have, we'll take, so we are limited today. Well, not really. I mean, we have some stop margin available. We'll take the lower V1, 596365. Cool. And then for the airport infos, we'll have NDP 1, and we're going to take 1700 for engine out, 244, 25 miles. So that's 1690.
July 550 requesting taxi to 25 right.
Excellent, yes. Takeoff shift, correct. A320 is important to do that. Thank you. We'll do that. And 1700. The shift is 371. So it says here 371.
Ground, hello, taxi via inner, hold short uniform.
371.
Taxi via inner, hold short uniform, behind 364.
And secondary copy active.
Bravo 1, runway 25
We'll
right,
do a quick return.
And outer, QNH 1014.
And we'll fly the ILS 25 left.
Yeah, Bravo 1, Tango, outer, and QNH 1014. Beeline 500.
Take that, no via. And then lastly, fix info 25 right. That was 244, 25 miles. Yeah, 25. Good. Right, so A321 Neo, no technical issues. Just minor items. Fuel is 6.7. Extra fuel about 22 minutes for Nantes. Weather is nice. Departure, actually taxi out first of all. Usually, well, we can have two options, inner or outer. The ground will let us know with the clearance. And then Bravo 1 holding point. No real hot spots there. Departure, the Chevrolet 3 Golf departure. Up 60, MSA 2,200 feet, quite low. Anything else? Special threats? Not really. It's hot, but otherwise. Yeah, Marvin, that's a new radio panel. The Neos these days have it. It seems. I've never seen one in the.
3634, continue via inner 8 at Mike, hold short.
In our aircraft, but apparently that's a thing now. So.
Inner 8 on Mike.
Good. Then let's read the. The cockpit preparation checklist. Ski pins covers removed. Fuel quantity 6,740 kilograms balanced. Seat belts on. We have ADIR's NAF and bar ref 1014. Actually,
550 contact Brussels
1014 set.
126.630. Have a good flight. Bye bye.
And that's the cockpit preparation checklist complete.
Departure 126.630, base down 550. Thank you and have a
cabin
good
crew, prepare. Well, that. Transponder is on. And then what we should do. Diamando, moin. And Putinfly, hello, hello.
Ground, Air France 1 for Tango, request taxi, we can accept Bravo 3.
Yes, I do still fly the 787 IRL, yeah.
One for Tango,
the takeoff shift is important
Bravo 1, runway 25
only
right,
really
via inner, QNH
if the GPS
1014.
updating doesn't work. then it does a position update when you set the thrust to MCT or toga. So if you do an intersection takeoff without putting takeoff shift in, it does a wrong update for the takeoff position. So that's why you should... Oh, there we go. Something's working. So they pulled away the stairs.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Right, let's do the tank pumps on here, and then let's read the next checklist. So before start checklist, parking brake is set. Takeoff speeds thrust 159, 163, 165. Flex 57. Windows. Doors. Ah. No, that's all closed. Closed. Windows closed. And the beacon is on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If I press PA, was it right click or was it cabin? Regarding arm slides. Oh, there we go. That was it. Cool. Windmill 015, stand 215, requesting push and start, please.
Windmill 015, pushback is approved.
Push is approved. Thank you, Windmill 015. And again, thank you so much for the service, as always.
Air France 1 for Tango, contact Brussels departure 126.630. Have a good flight, bye-bye.
126.630, thanks very much for coming online and see you next time. Air France 1 for Tango, bye.
Line 3634, taxi to stand 140 via inner.
Stand 140 via inner,
Whilst we take you through the safety procedures of this aircraft, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we...
So, pushback is approved. What? Oh. Auto FPS, I have it, but I've stopped bothering with it since frame generation.
Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted.
You know, it's giving me good FPS anyways, so maybe someone else has experience.
Seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen.
So, done the checklist, pushing back, start engine 1.
Hold in place with the strap, pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own...
I can't wait for the Pratt & Whitney engine type to come. Or to be released. Nice. Yes, I did. No, I only used. We only had the Pratt & Whitneys. I've never used the Leaps. No. I hope so. I didn't hear anything contrary. Brake set.
Waiting your confirmation fort à coup d'engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Kind of. I would put that more to preference, depending on what you were looking for with the system simulations. For me, one thing I really do like is that it offers the tech lock as well here, adding a bit more realism. But again, it's down to personal preference. Yeah, the pitch. Maybe it's a bit sensitive. Let's do flaps 1. Oh, flaps 1 today. Okay, interesting. Well, the Pratt & Whitneys, they have a cooling cycle for engine start normally, unless they have been standing for a very long time. And then you should have the option for dual cooling, to have the option to cool both sides at the same time to expedite the departure. Right, there's the all clear signal. Where's my... There. That's what I was looking for. That was a bit bright here. There we go.
Beeline 3634 is at gate. Thank you very much for the service. Have a good
There
evening.
we
Bye-bye.
go. Just gonna dial down. Just
Beeline 3624, thank you for flying. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
cool. Flight control check. Full up. Full down. How do you find the current weather? Full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left. Hot, but bearable at the moment still. Yes, it's vanilla. Yeah. I'm not using any shaders today, or vanilla. Cool. Let's read the after sat checklist. Anti-ice off. ICAM status checked. Pitch trim is up 1. Rudder trim neutral. After sat checklist completed. Windmill 015 request taxi.
Windmill 015, taxi to holding point Bravo 1, runway 25 right, via Tango and outer, QNH 1014, and I have got a new clearance for you. Advise when ready to copy.
Okay, so 25 right, Bravo 1 holding point via the Tango and outer, and I am ready to copy.
Windmill 015, you are re-cleared to Nantes via Chèvre 1 kilo departure, rest unchanged.
Okay, cleared the Chèvre 1 kilo departure, rest unchanged. Windmill 015. Okay, so let me have a quick look.
015, read back correct.
Thank you. So let me quickly have a look. Departure. So that's still 25 right. And then the 1 kilo. Then it should be still to there. Let me have a look.
Some Air Force 7 trade, Brussels
Yep.
ground, good evening, information kilo.
Okay, let's see what the difference is.
Via Chèvre 1 kilo departure, runway 25 right, climb flight level 60, squawk 1000.
German Air Force 738 is clear to destination also via Chevrolet 1 kilo departure of flight.
So this is the 1 kilo. Okay, so that takes us a little bit more towards the
Air Force 7 trade, read back is correct.
straight out. So 015, 009, Chivre. 045, 009, Chivre. Okay, and 60 remains unchanged. That's the same. Fantastic. Cool. Now, the problem is we have to read the departure change checklist. Now, performance remains the same. So, runway SID, so we have runway 25 right still, but the Chivre 1 kilo departure. Flap setting config 1 remains, 1 plus F. Then we have takeoff speed thrust 596365, and flex still 57, and FCU altitude is still 60. Cool. That's the departure change checklist complete. Right. Then let's go. We have the right side clear, left side clear. Six and 7. Let's try that. There we go. Oh. All right. Cool. Brakes off and let's go. So that was via Tango and the outer holding point Bravo 1. Brake check. Brakes are working. Just need to do one more thing here. I need to deactivate real turb. There you go. Let's make sure there's nobody left, right. We're all good. Let's go. Probably because of the night departure? Yeah, it could be. That could be the case. So, we're going to take the next to the left. Does look nice. Is it reverse or green? Oh, hang on. Yeah, you're right. Now, the thing is, that's another thing I don't understand. You see, I did calibrate the thrust levers again, and now it's back to that's okay. So the right one does go into reverse sometimes. Thank you. Good. That. Let's see, Kevin.
Witness 015, contact Brussels departure on 126.630. Have a good flight. Bye-bye.
Fantastic. 126.630 confirmed for the Windmill 015.
Witness 015, correct. Guten Flug, Black Box.
Ich danke dir. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss. Yeah, I don't have it on my VATSIM list, so we'll see. Cool. Now, here's the outer, and then...
Golf Charlie, expect 5 miles.
So Bravo 1 is here. The Neo has an update.
35 is good. We can do left also, right? And then Golf Charlie.
I cannot give you less. This is the shortest way, but yeah, this is the minimum I can give you.
Yeah,
there you go. Bravo 1 identified. So let's read the taxi checklist. We have flight controls checked, flap setting config 1+F, radar PWS is on and auto, engine mode selector normal, economy mode takeoff no blue, and that's the taxi checklist complete. Brussels departure, good evening from Windmill 015, holding short at Bravo 1, ready for departure.
Windmill 015, Brussels departure, hello, wind 320 degrees, 6 knots, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff.
25 right, cleared for takeoff, Windmill 015, thank you. Oops. Right. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Packs remain on, and the lineup checklist takeoff runway is 25 right, Bravo 1.
Golf Charlie, central altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1015.
TCAS, TARA, and pack 1 and 2 on. Lineup checklist complete. Approach sector is clear. We are cleared for takeoff.
Golf Charlie via Gugno, cleared ILS approach, runway 24.
Everything as briefed. Beautiful weather. What a beautiful evening here. Are we ready? Let's go. The wing lights only for outside check, really, to see if there's icing on the wings. Takeoff. Manflex 57 SAS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. 100 knots.
V1.
Rotate.
Brussels arrival, good evening. B975 Yankee.
That's right. Gear up.
Body.
Enough.
Nantes, Yankee, Brussels arrival. Hello, information Kilo, expect ILS approach, runway 25 right, descent to flight level
Beautiful.
60.
Information Kilo, expect.
There we go. Just a little slight right
Flight level 60,
turn here.
B975 Yankee.
Line 75 Yankee, consider Explorer, Fox 14 Oscar.
Direct Flora 75 Yankee.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Windmill 015, identified, climb to flight level 110.
we recommend that you
Thank you. Climb level 110. Windmill 015. Oh, this is giving me a headache now with the thrust levers.
includes e-cigarettes.
German Air Force 738, Brussels departure, hello, wind 320 degrees, 6 knots, runway 25 right, clear to take off.
Fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also
Line 75 Yankee,
purchase
Coke 1000.
beverages together with drinks and snacks from the
Coke
bar.
1000, 75
We
Yankee.
accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance,
Right, we're already passing transition. Set standard cross checks. Autopilot coming on. I want to see outside here. Flap 0, speed check, flap 0. And again, asymmetry. Why is that? Oh, I hate that. Right, there we go. Beautiful. There's atomium there. Hard to see at nighttime. Okay, so this bug here with the strobe lights, I've learned the last time you can get rid of that by strobe lights off outside view, back inside, strobe lights back on, outside view, and there we go. Now it's fixed. Yeah, I have set the detents. So under options, page 3, controls. So thrust levers, detent zones. So for the lever number 2, I think that's the one that's causing issues. So that is under 0.42. So that is definitely in the range. And that is also in the range. So again, I don't know why that's complaining with asymmetry. Hey Fortney, hello to you.
738, identified, climb to flight level 110.
110, German 178.
Windmill 015, monitor advisory on 122.8, bye-bye.
22.8, thank you so much. Until next time, Windmills 015.
Sure. B975 Yankee, after Flora direct.
Very nice of them. All right, so here comes 110. Just going to check TCAS to above. It is above, so no aircraft above us right now. So let's continue to 5 initially. And we did file 330, so we're going to go all the way 330. So we have climb, out blue, 330. I'm not sure what you mean, Fortney. You can go. I'm not sure what you mean with you can go on Google. What? TARA off? What? No, hang on. Oh yes, there is. Sorry, is there? Yes. So if you put this to standby, look. On takeoff, definitely it will give you a message, TCAS something. There we go, TCAS standby. That's what you normally get. I don't think it's Google Maps. This is like some sort of... You mean this maybe? Hang on, let me just check. Hold on. Oh, is there a browser in? Oh, okay, like a browser. Ah, now I get it. Yes. So you can make your own. You can make your own links. So I could theoretically, let me just have a look here. I could go. Do that. Hold on. Oh, hold on. There we go. So, yeah, why didn't I think of that before? So checklists, A320, normal, pin that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, why did I think of that before? Blimey. Cool, right, let's do the rest of the items here. Lights off, seatbelts. Let's go secondary copy active. Let's get rid of the fix infos. Clear that. RATNAV clear as well. And that is everything set. So now let's have a look for Lima, Foxtrot, Romeo, Sierra. So maybe I don't have any infos for Nantes. Nope. So we don't have Nantes in the database. Okay. Cool. You could open Twitch streams, yeah, but that would probably kill my upload rate or something. Oh, it's doing it again with the strobe lights. Lol. Okay, so that's only like a quick fix then. It does come back. That's beautiful. Now I'm really, really anxious about the landing in Nantes. And if we are now free of those stutters. No, I'm not going to try that on my... Oh, the offset. So hang on. I was wondering what approach... No, I'm not going to go watch any streams here. No. Because my PC is hot as it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Fish Cup. You need to set an alarm or something for that. So let's have a look. What approach is that? Oh, there we go. So we actually do have that as well. How do I get back to the normal? Oh, there we go. Answering my own questions here. So we got some weather. Like we said, some weather moving in, but it won't get there before us, so we should be fine. I don't have fixed days I stream. So do you think, 40, what you can do is if you type exclamation mark schedule, then you will get a and information when I stream next. So next stream is on Friday, 4th of July. Poutine. So what approach are you referring to then regarding the offset approach? RMP-21. Ah, yeah, that could be offset, yeah. Yeah, we'll have a look at the weather. I'm not sure if we're going to have control at Nantes or not. Ah, okay, that's nice. Yeah, that's an interesting approach. You're right, that is offset. Nice. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ. ProSource, I think I do have on my channel somewhere, on my YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure I've made a video on that. That's, no. Oh, with the strobes on park? Yeah, probably. Yeah, we could do... Yeah, actually, you know what? The weather has changed. So now it's 260 at 5. Yeah, so let's do the offset. Perfect. Thanks for the tip. So let's do the RNP-21. And that's going to be the arrival... How to get automatic step climbs. Hang on, let me see if I can find that in a minute. So we're going to get rid of 03, 03, 03, 03. And then we just have the arrival. Hey, ProSource, thank you very much for the 29 months. ProSource, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. I hope it's not too hot where you live. So it should be a Valax arrival. Probably Delta, right? Yeah, so the Valax 1 Delta 21. Yeah, I know what you mean, Fortney. I'm not sure. I've never used it. Anyone know? Has anybody used the automatic step climb feature here in the FSLabs? Yeah, but I think he means that the aircraft climbs automatically, which I don't think it does. I don't know. I've never seen it. So right. So here we go. Straight in. Yeah, straight in. Offset approach. Fantastic. Cool. Nice. Passing 30,000. Vinu, no, I have flown the A320 series, but I'm now flying the 787. So I have moved on. Beautiful. Yeah, but Fishcop, you can set your own alarm clock, like on a phone or something. Oh man. Right, is that Paris? Yes, Paris. Always easy to see. Huge area, lots of lights. I've flown over this so many times. IRL. So whenever we get out to Spain or Portugal, well, maybe not Spain, but Portugal definitely, we always pass by Paris. Yeah, windshields from time to time, you have to wash them here in the FSLabs. Am I a real pilot? Yes, I am actually. Who would have thought? Brussels, also Peter, many, many times. I actually have a video with a go around in Brussels because of birds. Let me see if I can find, although I'm a bit anxious showing that because I have a fear of crashing my OBS. So right now, today, everything's running nicely. No crash to desktop. The streams have worked. So again, I'm happy that yeah, I didn't have to restart a flight or the stream. Yeah, so that video I made was on the 737. It was a long time ago. And it was a go around in Brussels. Because there was a huge flock of birds that we saw early on. I've got to search for it. Peter, remind me, please. Maybe on the next stream. Lee, dankeschön. No worries, Lee. Always nice to see you. Lee, take care. All the best. And I know you're looking forward to your summer holidays. Is it better to be a morning person as a pilot? It helps. It definitely helps. Yes, Lee. Okay, Lee. Quoten Wagner asks or says, speaking of the 787, is the sound of the default 787 engine start up or no? Is it really the default sounds? What for what add-on? Horizon or? Hey, nice. 7 days until you go to Lanzarote. Nice. Yeah, enjoy. Horizon. Yeah, the thing is, on the Horizon mod, I did get a sound pack for that, so I don't have the original sounds anymore. Black pizza is the worst, Fish Cup. I feel for you. It's so nasty because you're looking forward to the pizza, and then it's burnt. And who wants to eat a black pizza, right? Like a burnt pizza. That, ugh, no. Nope. Fish cup, yeah. I can imagine that. Burnt cheese. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that either. Right, regarding, so there was comments regarding the strobe lights, if those would be visible in the Neo. And from my experience, there are blocker panels in the strobe lights compartment, so you will not really see those flashes here. Do the cockpit dim lights really work? Yeah, well, okay, so one thing I have seen as well, so that works. Oops. Yeah, so, I mean, you can dim down these as well. The floodlights dim down, let's have a look. Yeah, they do dim down as well. MCDUs. The integral lights, floodlights. Yeah, so I think yeah, I don't see why they shouldn't be working. Switch on the overhead panel. You mean the dome light? So that's bright, that's dim lights. So lights dimming as well, yeah. I mean, one thing though, I mean, if you put the dome lights, actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, and I've been asked that as well several times. If we actually have the dome lights on during cruise flight. Now, I think the question arises because I think it was EasyJet. EasyJet does that. I've never done that. So even now, on the 787, we rarely have dome lights, even on not even on dim. And so the argument is, I think, that it's supposed to, yeah, keep you awake better. But again, I don't really see that. Well, normally that would be company driven, such a rule. Exactly, MAN. Yeah. So the problem with the strobe lights, you can actually see the strobe lights on the first sharklets that came out here on the front panel, and that was annoying. That was actually really, really annoying. So I think FSLabs now have modeled at least, yeah. But I think, you know, that's going to be annoying for some people, to be honest. And I don't know if there's a setting in here to switch that off. I think there was a setting once. Oh, that's not here. Not here anymore. Yeah, Airbus broker. That's my understanding as well. So all Neos would have those strobe blockers, and so you would not really see that flashing in the cockpit. Fish Cup. Does the FSLabs simulate the windshield? Yes, it does. Yes, Yurak. But the thing is, honestly, so if you switch on the ice indicator, standby compass light, so you see this, I mean, that's exactly like in real life. It's so hard to see ice at nighttime, even with the indicator light. It is simulated, but you're gonna have a hard time seeing the ice on there. Yeah, now it's off. Yeah, the thing is the strobe lights. So the problem is that it's a bug where when it flashes, the light stays persistent. Yeah, so there's a quick fix. So if you go inside view, strobe lights off, outside view, then go back inside, strobes on. Yeah, then it's fixed. But it's only fixed for a couple of minutes, and it comes back, unfortunately. Yeah, so Fish Cup, yeah, the thing with the cabin lights as well. Normally, it is said that the cabin light should be dimmed for takeoff and landing at nighttime, so that the passenger's eyes adapt to the darkness. So if there is a problem on takeoff with a potential evacuation, then you know, people will have a better or easier to see in the darkness, right? Yeah. Yeah, so the only time really when we would switch on the dome light is during lightning. So let's say you're flying close to thunderstorms, which you shouldn't, but let's say you just had no other option, or you know, you are close and then you see lightning around you. Yeah, there's a way to put on dome lights to then, if a lightning strike happens close to the aircraft or strikes the aircraft, that you're not blinded as badly. That's the only time I've heard, you know, where it makes sense to switch on dome lights. Yeah, exactly. On the Boeing aircraft, you're a good point. On the Boeing aircraft, they actually are called storm lights. Yes, I've seen St. Elmo's fire many times. Well, many times. I mean, let's say 10 times maybe. Happens normally when you are in cruising flight, cruising levels, for example. And again, you have, you know, thunderstorms nearby, but you are clear of the thunderstorms, but you're in clouds. And the air and the clouds are very statically charged. And then you get these, you know, this discharge. And it looks like little lightning bolts on the windshields. Very nice. It looks very, very, very fascinating. Now, the next step, and that is actually something I've seen on the 747 over, I think it was on our way back from Manila to Bangkok, where we had the radar on, but it didn't really paint anything on the radar screen. And we then got into clouds, in the top of clouds for thunderstorms. And those clouds were so charged that actually it was like switching on a light effect where ahead of the aircraft, because of the shock wave, the 747 has a tremendous shock wave ahead of the aircraft because it's flying very fast, Mach 0.86, let's say. So somewhere up here you have some sort of shock wave, and then because of that, the effect with the charge of the clouds, it was like sitting in a blue ball. The whole front was just bright blue suddenly. And I was actually making an announcement at that very time to the passengers, and I was like saying something about the routing, and I was like, whoa! And I thought, oh shoot. Passengers are probably going to think, oh, what's happened now? Because that was so, you know, out of nowhere, and I've never seen, you know, like a blue light just being engulfed by blue light. Really weird. Mobile, hello. Quick question. How does the FSLabs feel? Yeah, it feels nice. Yeah, honestly, I think at the moment at least, hand flying is more enjoyable in FSLabs. I know the Phoenix devs are working hard to bring out a big update regarding the flight model, so we have to wait and see what happens then. And yeah, the differences are not great, not big, but yeah, it's a few more features here in the FSLabs. And again, it's up to you to decide what you focus more on, visuals, sounds, whatever. Exactly, Brett San, yeah, the big Phoenix update. I always want to say something else, but that would not be Twitch friendly or YouTube friendly. Colimato, hello to you. Did you ever cross some Air Afrique aircraft back in the time? Yeah, it rings a bell, yeah. Oh, believe me, Airbus, the passengers, if they had the passengers had their window shades up, they would have seen that as well. Yeah, Brett Sun, exactly. Just seeing some Milky Way up here as well. I've never seen it that clear, to be honest. But hey, I'll take it. Right, we are coming up to the top of the descent already, 40 miles, short flight. Let me have a quick look at the waypoint list. We could check Gordix. 38 minutes after departure with 3.1 plus extra. 3.1 plus 800, 3.9 at Godix. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot more. Yeah, I still have a feeling the fuel flow is just a bit off here. In the 321 Neo, it should be about 1200 per engine. But that's an issue we've seen with many aircrafts here in Microsoft 2024. Volanta. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So let's have a look. Actually, let's do it here. It's easier to program the values for the approach page. So let's go receive messages, weather. So 1.0. Guys, I'm wondering. You know, there's a feature on the PNG 777 I really like, and that is that you can have the EFB showing up here in front of the display here. So that way you can call up the EFB and just, you know, get the weather, etc., and routing, whatever, and then just really quickly compare or enter these values. I'm using those. Yeah, I'm using those profiles on SimBrief, and yet there are huge differences. And the thing is, so if you look at the here, that's the profile I'm using. So I'm using that, and it says average fuel flow 2,233. Yeah, and so it's only using 2,000. Oops. Let's go landing performance. Gillen, no, but I mean, you know, in the real aircraft, it's a lot easier to just turn your head, right? Just go like this. All right. Here in the sim, it's just a bit more awkward, I think. 69.7 looks good. Runway 2,690, not too bad. So I am wondering about config 3 today. Just to check the pitch values again, because I have a feeling those are off a bit. So we need brake lower. We're going to take medium again for the... Actually, hang on. Yeah, we do. Factored is to 7. All right, so we've got to take medium. So vacate, probably Bravo will do. Autobig medium, Bravo, left off, back to the apron. No hotspots, fantastic. And so that's the arrival. Valax 130 below and Nedan 100 below. Oh, you see, Valax is missing. 130 below. Interesting. There we go. And then, yep. Then we're going to fly the offset RNF approach 2-1. Minimums is 830 LNAV VNAV. 830. $830 it is. Perfect. Yeah, no worries, Airbus. Hey, Gude. SFO Mook. Yeah, config 3. Config 3. And just make sure I have calculated that with config 3. Yeah, config 3. Yeah, bit of noise reduction is a good idea, isn't it? ATC below. Cool. Alrighty, and we are here at top of descent. Let's go down to 100 initially. So again, I want to make sure and see that we make that restriction, Valax 130 below. Now here's something I'm a bit wondering. Why is it saying wet as a runway coefficient? Where would I set that here? Strange. Yeah, Flurkle, I think night lighting with the cities is a bit dull here, yeah, in 2024. Ah, that's why. Thank you. Yeah, that's for the runway overrun protection system, ROPS. Yeah, you're right. I never had that as a switch here. So yeah, that's true. So now it's dry. Thank you. Yeah, that's important because obviously on a short runway. Yeah, thank you, Emian. Yeah, if that's on wet, even though the runway is dry, it could potentially call out runway too short if you're flaring a bit. And then it's either go around if you're still, airborne, or if you haven't touched down with the reverser open, or it will say, if you already have the reverser open, they will say use, was it max manual braking or something, or max braking or something? Yeah. So Mickey, we have a so-called runway coefficient matrix. So dry corresponds to 6 and wet corresponds to 5. And then you have some other coefficients. Let me see if I can find the, you see here. So 4 is good to medium, 3 is medium, 2 is medium poor, and 1 is poor. Yeah, max braking. Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Yeah, thanks. That's what we would call out. Yeah, sure. Good question. So the time before we had EFBs, guys, you would probably think that's like Stonehenge. So on the 737, let's say, when I started, we only had paper charts, paper documents. So anything that has to do with flying back then, the flight plans, we had little forms to fill out, regarding off-block, takeoff, touchdown, on-block, who did the landing, remaining fuel, remaining oil. Everything had to be filled out by hand on paper. Regarding the charts, so paper charts, we had to fold them, and so that you had not only the chart itself, but for example, if there's text to it on the SIDs, for example, so that text would have been on a separate page. And so you had a little clipboard there on the side, and then you'd fold the paper accordingly. And after a while, you got really, really good folding those papers. Also, I remember that the whole briefing package on some stations, it was on one continuous paper roll. And so, no joke, the ramp agent would come in, and I've honestly, it's kind of disrespectful. He goes, "Here's your papers," and he threw the whole roll of paper onto the glare shield. So I was literally, taking that roll and then ripping off the pieces to be able to put it on the clipboard. which could take like 5 or 10 minutes already, right? And then yeah, take performance, folder upon folder with different pages regarding dry runway, wet runway contamination. We had to interpolate. Is it interpolate? It's interpolean. What's the English word for interpolean? So we had to go in between different pages to get the right values. Yeah, and then also back then, there was no route uplink. There was no route and no wind uplink. Everything had to be typed in manually. So you can imagine 737, 4 or 5 flights a day. That was a lot of work. A lot. So this is pure luxury. Pure luxury. And the young pilots growing up with these and, you know, all the displays, and you don't know how good you have it, honestly. Children of Magenta, yeah. Hang on, but Ryanair have EFBs, don't they? Or personal EFBs? Yeah, Flurk on their wings. Oh, good. Just pulling a leg. Ah, they don't use route uplinks. Ah, I get it. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's back then flying was different. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure.
But then, I mean, when I started flying, there were no cell phones,
Your tray table must be stowed, armrest.
so a lot less distraction. I didn't have a cell phone, so no mobile phone.
Ready for landing. Please help us by handing
Absolutely zero distraction.
newspapers or magazines which you
We had a radio, like little,
the toilets
you know,
are no longer in service.
little radio box to listen to some radio music during transit, but that was it. No, the turnaround times weren't really longer. No, because Fishcop, the process, all the other processes regarding loading and, you know, boarding, fueling, etc., they still take a certain amount of time. So no. Peter, you still like flying with just VOR ADFs? Yeah, good old radio navigation. Yeah. Back in the day, you had to go outside to turn the engine blades to start the plane. Yeah, almost. Airbus, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the day I could take my grandchildren to a museum somewhere and show them like an old 747-200 or old 737. Tell them that, or at least the 737 classics that I was flying. Tell them all those stories. Yeah, sure. The rope boots were still made from wood. Yeah, those stories, right. Yeah, I applied for the 200, and I actually had almost had training ground course for the 737 200, but then they closed it down very suddenly, so I never was able to fly it. I flew the 737 200 in a simulator a couple of times when I was at flight school, which was fun. Yeah, Martin, I know, right? Nikki, your dad told his story when I started flying on the MD-80, right? No flight bag, just carried his charts in a shopping bag, a bilasaco. The lower part of the profit that was ripped off, lol. So, yeah. Yeah, Fish Cup, my pleasure. Yeah, thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Yeah, sorry, I'm not flying the 787. 787-9. Alright, so there's traffic ahead of me, 30 miles, should be no factor. Seat belts are on, let's get the lights on. Let's do orbit medium. And I'm going to let the aircraft descend. So we're already below 130. So let's descend down to 3,000 feet on the QNH 1015. Yeah, the thing is, so the Dreamliner, I get asked that very often, even from my relatives, friends, if I still feel comfortable flying the 787, and I can only say yes, unless proven otherwise. For me, the aircraft is extremely well built. It's a joy to fly. It's just so stable, and so even in crosswind conditions. It's just so much easier to land than other aircraft I've flown before. Yeah, system-wise, how the information is displayed, big displays, CPDLC, it's nice. It's just really, really nice aircraft. Yeah, Nikki, I can imagine. Yeah. Well, Airbus, that's the thing, right? So when you have no nav display, everything has to be done in your head. But it's a matter of training. So all you're doing is you're looking at different information, like these VOR needles or ADF needles, and in your mind you paint a picture, and it works. It works quite nicely. Exactly. So the IGS in Kaitakia. Yeah, and Vinyl Rabbit, that's the thing, right? We've had so many speculative videos now, and all those self-proclaimed experts coming with the wildest theories. And then in the end, it's probably going to be something completely different, something nobody really thought about. But again, I mean, that's why I'm anxious as well to figure out and find out what happened. What was the real cause of the crash? Yeah. Cool. Let me just check the GPS accuracy. All good. So we're good to fly the approach. And I'm pretty sure on that approach we probably do need GPS updating. Well, it's an RMP, yeah, so of course it needs GPS updating. So there we go. Yeah, 12-degree offset, blimey. That's gonna look really weird, especially at night time. No, Yossa, we already talked about this. I don't think this is realistic. And now you can even see the flashing here a bit. So usually the strobe blockers would prevent that from happening. So it's a 3.1 degree profile. Okay, I'm going to fly this fully managed. I think that's the airport there. And I do have payware scenery. Don't ask me for which developer. Hey, Bob. Yeah, right. So we have altitude constraint descent between 100 and... strictly speaking, I should not have changed to that. Let's go standard again, because that's a level restriction, not an altitude restriction. So then once we're past that, we can go QNH. Hey, crazy Dan. GG's. Okay, so you have wedged the strobe blockers back into place. Nice. Yeah, so actually, I contacted LFRS because of the port over of the fault in the flight history. Yeah, it works really nice. So that's all the flights I've done previously, so we can continue on the same tech lock. Right, here we go. Now we can go descend out blue, and I'm going to go back to 1015. Is it Jetstream? Yeah, probably Jetstream Designs. Yeah, no, probably. Cool. Yeah, exactly, right? In the Concorde, same thing, right? You have to, use your mind's eye a bit and imagine where you are. Wow, this is interesting. The whole approach takes us right over Nantes city. Non-traffic, wind mile 015, 20 miles out. We're going to fly the RMP approach 21 in Nantes. Isaac, hello to you. So the final descent is at Fox Romeo Sierra 21 out of 3,000 mandatory. 3.1 degrees, 8 miles to the missed approach point. Yeah, 8 miles. And then missed approach, Romeo Sierra 410, and then Normie climbing back up to 4,000 feet. Fantastic. Cool. Exactly. Yeah, just as you were saying it, MAN, I was just thinking, okay, now that we've set the QNH, we can now read the hang on. How to get that? Documents? No, hang on. Where do I get the right checklist? Hold on. I'm lost. How do I get to the checklists? So these websites. No, not this one. No, this page. EFB browser. Hang on. Let's go flaps 1. Right, approach checklist. We have Barrow Ref 1015 set. Oh, look at that. We have seatbelts on. We have the minimum Barrow 830 feet. Oh, we need to get down here. Come on. Vertical speed out blue. Auto brake, medium, and engine mode selector is normal. No, this is to restart it, isn't it? Yeah, that's for restart. Alt start, let's press the approach button. Final approach, flaps 2, speed check, flaps 2. 4,000, missed approach is set. Gears coming down. And flaps 3, speed checked. Flaps 3. Final setting. It's checked. Non-traffic, wind miles 015 at 7 miles, runway 21 in Nantes. Hey Jorgen, welcome back. Rightio, let's already go manual thrust. Just monitor the approach here.
2000.
So VOR chart is straight in. Yeah, that's weird. But I think, I mean, this would probably be the least noise-sensitive routing. Probably avoiding the very center of Nantes. Okay, let's go manual flight. Gonna put the flight director off bird on. Let's careful the speed. That is a nice offset, I have to say. So fairly late.
1000.
1000 check. Fairly late. So imagine if you are now still IMC.
100 above.
And so let's say now you're breaking out.
Minimum.
Continue. And you would normally look straight ahead for the runway lights. So now you have to look left. And then nothing too crazy regarding the alignment. Right, keeping fingers crossed that we're not going to get any bad lags on touchdown. Let's hope that the service file
400.
fix has worked. Getting a little bit low here.
300. $200.
There we go.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Nice.
10, 5.
Nice. Much better. Yes, thank you. Speed brakes up. Reverser green decel. Although the runway textures were a bit blurry initially, but at least no big lags. Auto brake off.
Brake. Max braking. Max braking.
Lol. That's weird. Didn't expect it right now. I mean, yeah. It's the last 1,000 meters. But still, dry runway, interesting. Yeah, right. That should not have come on. Okay. Anyways, yeah, that was a bit early. Cool. Okay, let's have a look. Let's go here, and then let's go this off. Oops. Non-traffic. Windmill 015 runway 21 vacated in Nantes. Oh, they have a beluga here.
Thank you. Sherman Air Force 738. I'll approach you.
Nice. Someone's flying along. I wonder what aircraft that is. Yeah, so you see, without lags, landing just gets a lot easier. Vanille, hang on. No, so it was a non-precision approach. So near the minimums, especially when it's offset, you know, afterwards, it's a visual approach afterwards. So you just orientate visually, and then the flight directors usually do not show anything sensible. That's when we turn them off. ATC, TCA standby, APU is running. Oh yeah, parking spot. What parking spot should we park at? Taxi, parking stands. Let's go to number 3 or something? 3? Yeah, let's do 3. So let's go MCDU. AOC menu 3. There we go. Alright, let's see the landing here.
Northeast 6, German Air Force 738, on approach from Midland.
Oh, someone else is coming as well, right? Hang on. See someone in the background there? No pressure. You can do this. You've got this. Yeah, it would come in very late because of thresholds. Looking good, nice and stable. Nice flare and touchdown. Nice, GG's. It's an A319 or A318 even looks like. Is that A318? So, how's this work now with my parking spot 3? I hope it has. Looks nice. Nice lighting. Yeah, that's number 2. Number 3 should be there. And here we have parking spot 3. Let's get the lights off. Why is there nobody here? Oh, come on. Oh no. I should have checked my GSX profile.
Traffic German about 76 meters.
Let's see. Really also got the max braking call out, then it must be something in the database that's bugged or something. Right, let's brake fans on. APU bleed on while we're here, let's do that. Dome light on, off, off. Alright, beacon off, seatbelts off, fuel pumps off. Yeah, but it's a wrong profile again. Yes, this was the last flight. It's already past midnight here, so 2 flights. I'll be back on Friday if you're interested. Let me do connections. GSX says, this wasn't a very good parking. Lol. Tell me about it. Services. Operate jetway. Let me just reposition the jetway. Right, that's the ground power set. Struction, would you say that flight simming for more than 5 years will help me get my PPL? Well, it does help. I don't see how it should not work or should not help. Yeah. Vinyl, thanks so much. Have a great one. There we go. That's better. That's better. So now. Let's see that. There we go. Jerome, good night to you as well. Thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you for all the support as everyone. for everyone. Thank you so much. And yeah, nice. So that was leg number 15 on our European tour. Still waiting for a bigger failure to appear, even though I have set the failure rate to medium. Here failures. So service base to medium. Still waiting for that. Maybe I should put that to high.
Ladies and gentlemen, your portable electronic devices must not be used.
Yeah, let's put that to high then. Let's see what happens that way. Spice things up a bit. Tech logbook.
Please ensure that you supervise your children.
Nothing else here. Flight history. Yeah, minus 185. Happy with that. Not bad. Flap 3. MAN, thank you much for watching. Alles Gute weiterhin. Vielen, vielen Dank. Bis Freitag.
Good night.
No worries, Peter. To you then, all the best. Enjoy your weekend. Let's read a quick parking checklist. Parking brake stock. Parking brake is set. We have engines off, fuel pumps off, and that's the parking checklist. Let's actually do it this time. Shall we do a power down after the people have deboarded? Shall we do that? Thank you much, Peter. Now, I'm trying to find again the... Oh, that's... Yeah, because I have restarted that. So if I go to the main menu, how do I get back to the browser? I'm lost. This is to restart the EFB. This is for the keyboard. Yeah, but wasn't there? Yeah, but hang on. So I have to do this. Is that? But that's okay. So I have to click on this. Has it always been like that? Like, seriously? No, so one thing that's limiting regarding PC flight sim, flight simming is of course the feel for the aircraft. It doesn't help there. It can help you to develop a certain scan of instruments. It can help you with things like workload management. It can help you with, of course, programming, you know, the FMS, how to use the autopilot system. These are all things that are helpful. However, manual flying is only learned flying the real aircraft. All right. This is one of the limitations. So, procedure training, yes, absolutely here, fine. You know, many areas you can use these sims to practice, but again, one thing it doesn't help is the real flight feel. No, you can't learn that here on the PC sim. No. But to be honest, one big thing, and I think that's where maybe some people are struggling with, is the workload management. Because you have to be able to organize your work, organize your thought process, and especially in complex aircraft, in very dynamic situations, workload management is absolute key. Yeah. Hey Europe, thank you so much for watching, Europe. Take care. So for me, it's easy to say because I've been doing this for 30 years. So, you know, even single pilot, I can cope with many different things being thrown at me. So I can juggle a lot of balls at the same time. But that's because I've done it for such a long time, right? And I take things for granted, obviously, in that regard. Now, you know, when I fly shared cockpit with someone who's not so proficient, I have to tell myself, hey, you know, take it easy, because obviously that person is just not so used to working here in this environment. And, you know, that threshold where that person becomes overloaded is a lot lower than mine, right? So it's just like in real life, guys. So this is like sitting here waiting for the passengers to be bored. You know, do the rest of your paperwork. So the co-pilot normally fills out the flight plan stuff. I would as a captain fill out the tech logbook, etc. So, and then of course, oh wow, that's bright, blimey, Purser, oh, Jesus, that's like the wake up light. This is like wake up, get out. Oh my god. Is there a way to just change that? I doubt it, right? There's no way to change that here anyway. But it was nice. It was nice flying. Yeah, the flight was beautiful, nice and smooth. Even the landing now was, you know, no issues. Yeah, touchdown. I've not had the touchdown bug. I've not noticed anything, and you saw that in the landings. There was no veering left and right. You know, the drastic after touchdown veering. So all good. I know some people are reporting it still, but I've not had it. Yeah, Gillend, exactly. Even hundreds of people watching. Yeah, you get used to these things. All right, let's just start. Getting the aircraft ready for a securing. So one thing we can switch off already is the IRS, crew oxygen supply, emergency lights. And normally you would leave them armed until everybody's off board. Of course, APU. Power down takes 3 minutes, cool down. Yes, come on. Can we do that? Oh. Right, deboarding completed. Cool. Everybody's off. Now we're just waiting for the APU to shut down. Something on the 787 we have to be aware of is that we have to start that process very early, especially with the pack system, depending on how many power sources we have. So if you have 2 electric powers or the APU power available, then the cooling of the big units, pack system, hydraulic system, hydraulic pumps, etc., pack cooling system. So these are the aft electronic compartment. They have to be cooled for a certain amount of time. So if you only have partial power available, so only one external power, then that can take up to, I think, half an hour. So yeah, it's something. And there we go. Now it's powering down. Yeah, there we are, powering down. So let's do the securing the aircraft. Oxygen is off, emergency lights off. EFBs, lol. Okay, so EFBs off. I would have to put mine off as well in a minute. And then batteries off last. Okay. Off, and then batteries off. But first of all, we would take the external power off.
Lavatory service has been requested.
Has it? Okay. And then normally you would find a switch here that you have to for the maintenance bus to be powered, so that you have light in the cabin and the electric power sockets are powered for the cleaning crews and service personnel. Right, there we go. And now off we can go. Is it in Phoenix simulated? Nice. I have to try that at some point. Cool, guys. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for watching, for staying so long. I wish you all a lovely time. I'll be back on Friday. And would you recommend the FSLabs, Neo, over the two different aircraft, honestly. It depends on your personal preference. Martin asking the pilot, rotating when backtracking with the 787, is the azimuth thrust used or not? So for the turn, maybe a little bit, Martin, but you have to be very careful. These engines are extremely powerful. So azimuthal thrust has to be used with great caution on these big birds. Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. Actually, just one more thing. I want to go daytime, see what the airport looks like daytime. And then... Ooh, that's bright. Okay, cool. All right, no, lots of car parks. And yeah, we've got Nantes, probably Airbus as well, right? Judging from the Beluga here. Dennis, thank you much, Dennis. Appreciate it. Martin, yeah, welcome. Fairly basic model, but still, it's there. Nantes, probably a very beautiful city as well. Cool. All right, thanks for all of you that were flying along today. Hope you enjoyed it. And then I will see you again on Friday. Take care, everyone. Good night.